At this stage in 2021, I feel it is absolutely fair to say that Bill Goldberg is the most polarizing individual in the wrestling business, because this guy, he generates a reaction from absolutely anybody and everybody involved with wrestling to some capacity, okay? You've got your crowd who absolutely hate this man, say that they never want to see this man again. He's Goldberg, he's selfish, he's only out for himself. He's ruining wrestling, him coming back at 54 and getting WWE title shots and Universal title shots at every match. It's nothing but bad for wrestling, he should go away, etc, etc. So you've got that crowd who feel very strongly against Goldberg, and then there's the other crowd who absolutely love Bill Goldberg. Goldberg represents absolutely everything they love about wrestling. Goldberg squashing some guys who are a little bit overweight is, amazing for people. And just generally, there's an overwhelming positivity from a certain crowd towards Goldberg, and then everyone in the middle has some sort of opinion on Goldberg, whether you like him but think he shouldn't be in the title matches or what have you. Just Goldberg generates one hell of a reaction. In this video, I just want to talk about just Goldberg himself, give my thoughts on him, because he's coming back now. They're going to do Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam 2021, which I've seen a very mixed reaction with this one. Personally, I'm in the camp with the majority, in that obviously pretty much everyone who's viewing this and hearing this would rather see Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley is one of wrestling's last true dream matches that people are still hanging out to see. It's one of the last wrestling matches that we haven't seen yet, and we still actually want to see. So in that regard, yes, obviously Lashley versus Lesnar would have been ideal, but what's Brock Lesnar doing? Brock Lesnar's off beating meat in some butchery, and he's got like a man bun now, so that's Brock Lesnar. As for what we're having at the moment, Bill Goldberg, okay? Goldberg is a perfect substitute opponent for Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam, okay? And this one can generate some conjecture. I can see the other side to this. Oh, well, you just bring Goldberg back? What about you give the opportunity to a young guy? I'm sick of Goldberg taking the opportunities from young, deserving wrestlers. Okay, breathe, calm. Let's assess this a bit more critically for a second. Who would you rather see not Bill Goldberg, who would you rather see Bobby Lashley competing against for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam? Now, I know down below there's going to be a number of comments. I'm expecting some people maybe saying someone like they prefer Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee. Okay, interesting. People might be saying, I want to see Bobby Lashley versus Big E. Totally fair. I think that one's going to happen down the line for sure. And Big E could well cash in this match. You never know. What else? Do you want to see Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre part 6? Or 7 or 8 or whatever? They've had a bunch of matches now. Do you want to see Lashley versus McIntyre again? What else do you want to see? Do you want to see Lashley versus Sheamus in the main event, or the co-main event for the WWE title of SummerSlam? Do you want to see Lashley versus The Fiend? Dude, Lashley and Goldberg is a marquee money match, and I've heard the counter argument to this one as well. Well, WWE doesn't need a money match, quote unquote, like Lashley versus Goldberg. WWE have already sold out SummerSlam with Cena, Reigns, and Edge Rollins. And as a result, you don't need another money match like Lashley versus Goldberg. You can have Lashley versus a young guy. So, in other words, when I'm hearing the argument that, well, SummerSlam's already sold out, so let's not do Lashley in a big blockbuster superhero versus superhero type match versus Goldberg. Let's not do that because SummerSlam sold out. Let's waltz out some indie trash instead. Let's give us Lashley versus some random Joe Schmo bum just because, well, SummerSlam sold out, so let's rush out any random opponent versus Lashley. Why? Where's the business nous in that? Like, what? Like, the goal is to keep people intrigued, keep people wanting to come back. Just because, oh, well, we've got Cena, Reigns, we've got Edge versus Rollins. Well, there's no need to have Lashley have a big marquee co-main event WWE title match. Let's just throw some random mid-card bum from Raw at Lashley. Like, what? So, like, Bill Goldberg and Lashley, yeah, it's not a match that people are crying out and have been begging to see. Obviously. It's not Lashley versus Lesnar. That's the match people have been crying out and begging to see. Obviously. But Bill Goldberg is a more than good enough substitute. Okay? Well, yeah, will Lashley versus Lesnar be the same as Lashley versus Goldberg? No, but they'll be similar. Okay, Goldberg's a fine substitute, and people are just going to say, well, oh, I'm done with Goldberg, I'm sick of him getting title shots, I'm sick of Goldberg in the WWE Championship picture. Yeah, okay, I totally get it. Bill Goldberg getting championship matches every time he comes back. Is it the most ideal? No. Does he really need the championship matches every time he comes back? No. But the fact that he's in them, whoopee-doo. I'm happy we have Bill Goldberg back. I'm happy we get to see a big-time star back on WWE TV. Because WWE just doesn't care to create them anymore. So, by God, you have to bring one back like Bill Goldberg and have this match with Bobby Lashley. Okay? And also, one other point I want to make. This one is kind of the point that, you know, tips me towards the whole, I'm happy Goldberg's back. The fact that on Twitter, when I heard the news and the rumors of Lashley vs. Goldberg for SummerSlam about 3 to 5 days ago, when I heard the rumors and saw some pictures, and I quote tweeted, or I tweeted a picture of Goldberg vs. Lashley rumored for SummerSlam, and I tweeted something to the effect of, I'm genuinely excited for this match, I can't wait. Boy, like out of the 10 replies I had before I deleted the tweet, 8 of them, 7 or 8, maybe even 9, were negative. Oh, why do you want to say that? How can you possibly be happy Goldberg's back? Like, you've got to be kidding, right? Goldberg needs to go away. And you people wonder why wrestling fans aren't watching anymore. It's stuff like this. I'm genuinely invested in something. So I go to Twitter to say, I'm genuinely looking forward to something. And you have a crowd on Twitter, how can you like that? You shouldn't be able to like that. That's not what we want. You know, if you, like, what you should be happy about and what you should be wanting is Lashley versus a young guy. Well, which young guy? Well, not Goldberg. Like, these are the kind of interactions you have with people on Twitter. And to go with that, it's just, it's the cool consensus thing to hate Goldberg. It's not cool, really, to say Bill Goldberg isn't Satan. Because Bill Goldberg's evil, pal. Bill Goldberg collects handsome 6-figure checks, upwards of 7 figures, to make 1 to 3 matches per year for WWE, all of which combined match time is about 10 minutes, all up as far as the 2 to 3 matches. And because he can do that, because he's a legitimate main star, he doesn't need to have great wrestling ability. He doesn't need to have 35,000 moves in his moveset to prove himself. He just shows up, hits some spears, some jackhammers, and there you go. And people hate that. I get it. He's a successful person. I get it's cool to hate, and you know, you beg for an underdog to replace that. But at the end of the day, Bill Goldberg is a draw. Bill Goldberg gets numbers on the YouTube channel. Bill Goldberg gets numbers in his clips, his views, blah blah blah. Okay? I shouldn't have to prove Goldberg is a draw. It should be people's jobs to prove, 1, he isn't drawing in numbers, 2, he isn't still a big focal point of the show when he's there, and 3, just generally, give me guys who Goldberg, instead of Goldberg, should be facing Lashley. Keith Lee, Sheamus. The Big E's probably going to cash in anyway. What do you want, Xavier Woods versus Lashley? I mean, maybe Priest, but even then, he's not ready. So, in summary, this video, Bill Goldberg, it's such a divisive one, the Bill Goldberg subject. The fact that, as I mentioned on Twitter, I said I genuinely am excited for Goldberg versus Lashley, and I got legitimate, like, a flood of hate for saying I'm looking forward to a WWE Championship match. And people wonder why wrestling's in the toilet as it is. Because when you stand up and say, even back 7 years ago, I want Roman Reigns to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And I'm like, F you should want Daniel Bryan. Like, this has been going back since as long as CM Punk empowered the internet fans. But yeah, nonetheless, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and drill. See ya.